Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Di, and today I am bringing you my March Mystery Madness TBR. Now, for those of you who have been with me for a while, you know that I don't really do TBRs because I can't really stick with them. I always get distracted by something else that I want to read and don't usually get to the books that I plan to read. I'm very much of a mood reader. Last year during March Mystery Madness, I did manage to keep to my TBR rather well, and I've had another couple of instances where this also has been the case, so I'm hoping to get through all of these books during March, but we shall see how that goes. So I have a stack of 6 books right here, and I will let you know what I will be reading for each prompt during March Mystery Madness 2019. The first book I have will qualify for the challenge of new, and that book is KayT Dead. This is the first book in the Liz McCrimmon mystery series by KayT. This is the Book 1 Cozies Club pick for March Mystery Madness. We also have a second selection that was picked for the quarter, which is Murder on Astor Place. But I decided that I wanted to have one specifically for March Mystery Madness, and this is the selection. This one follows Liz, and she is a professional Scottish dancer, and she comes back to her hometown to help her aunt run her store. While she is cleaning up the store, she stumbles across a dead body in the stockroom and becomes the main suspect. So I'm really looking forward to reading this one. So this is going to be my selection for the challenge of new. New, obviously, because it is a new series to me and a new author to me. So then for my selection on old, I have decided to go with The Haunted Museum, The Titanic Locket, and this one is by Suzanne Wen. This is a children's book. This is the first book in the Haunted Museum series, and the reason I'm picking it for the challenge of old is because I'm presuming it has to do with an artifact from the Titanic, and Titanic sank over 100 years ago now, so I'm considering that an old artifact. This one follows 2 sisters, and they are getting ready to go with their family on a cruise on the Titanic 2, which is supposed to be a replica of the Titanic. And I am fascinated by all things Titanic. I watch all the documentaries, I've seen all the movies and the TV miniseries except for one. And so I thought this would be something interesting to read, especially because the Titanic sank in April, so the anniversary of that disaster is coming up. So this is my selection for old. Then to follow that up, my selection for borrowed is 39 Clues, Double Cross. This is the first book in that branch of this series, and it's called Mission Titanic. I have not read any of the other 39 Clues series. And technically this one is more adventure, but there's a mystery behind it because it follows the teenage head of this prestigious family, and he apparently has screwed up in some way, and somebody from the family who remains anonymous challenges him, basically recreates the 4 greatest disasters, Titanic sinking being one of them, and if he is unable to solve the mystery of what this family member has created, then innocent people will die. At At least that's the gist of what I get from the back. And I really hate reading book summaries because I feel like I get spoiled, but I wanted to be able to tell you at least a little bit. So that's the gist that I get from this one. There's apparently a game that goes along with reading these books, which I will probably look into just for the fun of it, but another Titanic book. This one borrowed from the library because I did borrow it from the library. I will also be listening to the audiobook from Hoopla. My selection for blue is going to be Curious Minds, and you can't see the title, Curious Minds by Janet Ivanovich and Pfeff Sutton. This is the first book in the Night and Moon mystery series, and in this one, Night is a really eccentric, wealthy person, and Moon is assigned to kind of be like his babysitter, like his caretaker, and, you know, just make sure that he doesn't get into trouble or whatever. And they stumble upon a case where they're looking into some missing bank funds, and in their investigation they uncover a whole slew of other interesting, questionable things. I have read one Stephanie Plum novel, and I've read Janet Ivanovich's Wicked Business series. I think there are only 3 novels out. I don't think she's written one in that series for a while, but I really enjoyed that one more so than the Stephanie Plum. I have been meaning to try to read more Stephanie Plum, but I just haven't gotten around to it. So I'm curious to see what I feel about this series. And obviously, the book is blue, so this is my selection for blue. For again, I've decided to go with Weekend by Christopher Pike. This was one of my favorite books when I was growing up. I read it at least twice when I was a teenager, but it's been a very long time since I've read this story, or any Christopher Pike books actually. So I'm really excited to read his work again and get back into this novel. This one is about 9 teenagers who go to Mexico for a vacation, and someone is out for revenge, and the mystery is kind of about who is after them, what is their grudge, and stuff like that. So yeah, this would be a third read for me on this one, and as you can see, it's kind of battered. The pages are yellow, but this was a well-loved book in my teenage years, so I'm really looking forward to see how my memory of this stands up during this reread. For the bonus prompt, I had a really hard time trying to decide what I wanted to read for it. Obviously, I could have gone with a cozy mystery, but I don't want to start a new series, even though there are a few that I have been interested in. One, because I've started so many series, and 2, because it might come up as a Book One Cozies Club pick. So I decided to go with Mary Rose. This one is by Jeffrey Gerard. This I just stumbled across in Barnes & Noble's clearance section. In this one, Mary Rose's boyfriend Simon goes to ask for her hand in marriage from Mary Rose's parents, and when he goes to do that, he finds out that she disappeared for a short amount of time, 33 days actually, when they were vacationing on a Scottish island. And after that, he becomes really interested to know what happened to her during those 33 days, because they say that she has no memory of what happens, and that nobody really knows what happened to her during those 33 days, but she was found unscathed. and in the exact same spot. So he decides to launch his own investigation during their honeymoon. And so just by reading that, I'm presuming there is a wedding in this book. I mean, we're going from the proposal to the honeymoon, so I'm hoping there's a wedding in here, but there may not be. I guess I'll just have to wait and see. And so, yeah, this is going to be my selection for the wedding prompt. Hopefully there is a wedding, or at least speak of it, in this book. So those are all of the books that I plan to read during March Mystery Madness to satisfy the prompts. I will try to hold it up for you. Here. Now, if you didn't notice, all of my books are actually blue. It was kind of unintentional. I had picked out 5 of the books while I was creating my TBR and just happened to notice that they were all blue. And the last one that I needed to pick out was blue. So it was actually this one, Curious Minds, that I had picked up last. So yeah, in case I do not get to all of these, I am probably going to double up at least one of these books for one or two of the challenges. So we'll see how that goes. I'm excited to get to this stack. It's not very much longer until March Mystery Madness starts, so if you have posted a TBR, please let me know. I have all the links to the applicable Twitter page, Goodreads group, hosts. They're all linked down in the description box below. So yeah, I'm excited to get this party started and joining you again for March Mystery Madness this year. I hope you're all doing great, and until next time, take care and smile always. Bye.